These Norwegian farmed salmon are harvested by wellboats, transporting them after 22 months in sea cages. The largest salmon farms here can hold up to 2 million fish per generation, each weighing 4 to 6 kilos. Farmed cod is slightly smaller when harvested, weighing up to 5 kilos at most. Many people likely first encountered salmon through Japanese cuisine. But did you know Norway supplies over 52% of the world's Atlantic salmon? In 2023 alone, more than 849 million salmon are farmed in this country. But it takes at least 3 years to harvest a batch of mature fish from these tiny eggs. Salmon eggs are incubated in freshwater tanks for about 60 days until they hatch into small fry. Initially, the fry feed on their yolk sacs for 4-6 weeks before switching to solid food. After 8 to 15 months in freshwater, salmon undergo smoltification, transforming from parr to smolt, preparing for saltwater life in these huge land-based tanks. At this stage, they're vaccinated against diseases and transported to sea farms in wellboats, where they'll grow for another 14 to 22 months. Cod follow a similar path, but are moved to sea cages when they reach 60 to 100 grams in weight. Technically speaking, fish farming is more environmentally friendly than raising land-based livestock. This is because while cows need 8 kilograms of feed to gain 1 kilogram and pigs need 3 kilograms, salmon only require 1.2 kilograms for the same yield. Located in Norway's cold, oxygen-rich fjords, cod and salmon farms often consist of 6 to 10 sea cages. Each pen holds up to 200,000 fish in nets, 200 meters around and 50 meters deep. Only 2.5% is fish, letting them swim freely for the right fat-to-meat ratio. Despite these advances, challenges remain. About 200,000 salmon escape from Norwegian farms yearly. These escapees breed with wild salmon, threatening native stocks in over 70% of Norway's rivers. Sea lice, viruses, and bacteria are issues, but farms use cleaner fish as a natural solution. Don't worry, only healthy fish are harvested. At the plant, salmon wait 24 hours to 6 days to calm and improve meat quality. Next, they're gently poured into the plant, swimming against a light current before being stunned for humane harvesting. Once stunned, they're bled and quickly cooled to maintain freshness. Along with farmed cod, Norway exports over 2 million tons of fish annually. They're then packaged and sent to local factories or exported for processing into popular products. In Norway, wild-caught northern salmon, like prized Copper River King, can cost up to $100 per kilo due to risky, difficult catches. Farm-raised salmon costs 3-4 times less, has lighter pink color, and more marbling than wild counterparts. A study found half of farmed salmon in the US is often mislabeled as the pricier wild-caught variety. Cod is often dried and salted as klippfisk, with Norway exporting over 65,000 tons of cod yearly. Dried cod annually. Traditionally, fish are hung on wooden racks to dry. Temperatures range from 14 to 5 degrees Fahrenheit, cold enough to keep insects away, but not enough to freeze the fish, ensuring even drying over several months. This old preservation method removes 77% of the fish's water, making cod last up to 3 years. The yield is low at 23%, but returns are huge. Fresh cod at $5/kg can sell for $13/kg when dried. Though slower than artificial drying, it creates a premium product loved worldwide, especially in Southern Europe and Africa. Let's see how it's done in the factory. First, cod is rinsed in salt water for 1-2 minutes. After that, the pulp is placed in molds, which then go into the freezer. After 3 days, they're sliced and placed on racks to dry with the pulp-free parts for 3-4 days in the drying room. Norwegians often use cod in lutefisk, a traditional Christmas dish made by soaking cod in lye, then steaming or roasting it. It has a unique gelatinous texture and flavor. Norwegian smoked salmon, loved worldwide, is cured and smoked over traditional alderwood, sealing in its delicate flavor. By maximizing each fish and turning byproducts into fish meal and oils, Norway's fish farms minimize waste while providing sustainable, high-quality seafood to markets worldwide. Besides cod and salmon, Norway's cold seas also offer a perfect habitat for squid. Every year, fishermen in Norway catch about 25,000 tons of squid. This is a big part of Europe's squid supply, with Norway as a top producer. Norwegian fishers use jigging, dropping lines with lures and yanking them up and down. Squid are drawn to the motion, thinking the shiny lures are small fish. This method's super effective, letting them catch hundreds in hours, especially August to October. Some Norwegian fishers use underwater lights to lure squid, exploiting their curiosity. After catching and freezing on board, the squid are sent to shore for processing. At the factory, squid is washed and cut into slices, custom shapes, or kept whole for export. Norway's shrimp industry is equally prolific, producing over 35,000 tons of cold water shrimp yearly. These sweet, delicate shrimp are prized, with most exported to Zemeno, Chihuahua, and Asian markets. Shrimp trawling is the primary fishing method used. Fishermen drag large cone-shaped nets across the ocean floor, where shrimp gather in cold depths. Norway's steep continental shelf provides an ideal environment for these shrimp to thrive. Shrimp are caught up to 2,000 feet deep, with each trip yielding thousands of pounds. Norwegian trawlers use unique bycatch reduction devices. Special grids in nets allow larger species to escape while retaining smaller shrimp. After sorting, shrimp are frozen at -30 degrees Fahrenheit on board to preserve flavor and texture. Fresh from the Arctic, fishermen work in near-freezing temps. sorting shrimp piles and carefully selecting the best for market. It's a tough, demanding job, but it sustains thousands of livelihoods in Norway's coastal communities. Once ashore, the shrimp are peeled, cleaned, and packaged. Some are boiled and sold pre-cooked, while others are packed raw for the international market. Norwegian shrimp is renowned for its high quality, with over 90% of the catch exported. This efficient process makes Norway a top cold-water shrimp exporter, with the US as a key market. Hidden in the icy depths of cold seas lies the habitat of many rare seafood species. Brave fishermen sail daily through thick ice layers to fish. Today, we'll explore challenging journeys and stories of icy sea fishing. Cod fishing is one of the oldest traditional fisheries. Block Island's waters are prime for winter cod fishing, rich in bait and structure. Fishing typically occurs at depths of 90 to 130 feet. Winter commercial fishing is perilous, with boats at risk of freezing. Ice can accumulate from 1/4 to 1 inch per hour. Fishermen must slow down and change course to reduce ice buildup. Removing ice while moving can also help reduce the risk. When fishing in tropical waters, anglers keep cod out of direct sunlight. They store the fish in cooler areas right after catching them. Cooling slows spoilage, prevents rapid blood clotting, and maintains meat quality. In cold waters, fishers aren't as concerned about temperature affecting cod quality. Once on board, fishermen quickly begin to behead and gut the cod. This ensures steady freezer supply and slows the fish's deterioration. They discard the liver, as its fats spoil easily, even in cold temperatures. After gutting, the cod is rinsed one last time in a cold water tank. The cod is quickly frozen and stored at low temperatures on board. This means there's no limit to fishing time. It increases time spent fishing and improves the economics of it. It also allows wider distribution while keeping fish in good condition. Besides cold seas, fishermen also fish on ice. Ice fishing involves drilling a hole, baiting, and waiting for fish. But how do they know what fish are under that thick ice layer? Despite improved electronics, knowing when fish approach is still hard. Live sonar helps anglers easily spot and track fish in real time. This means less ice drilling and more time actually fishing. Yellow perch anglers drill small 4 to 5 centimeters holes for the light fish. Salmon anglers use larger drills for easier big fish removal. For ice fishers, making holes manually is quite straightforward. Instead, anglers can opt for a pricey electric drill for maximum speed and convenience. When choosing this method, consider weight and portability, as the drill may be restricted in some waters. Most fish are found near the bottom, so probe the ice hole to determine the right depth for your bait. Depending on the fish species' swimming habits, anglers place bait near the bottom or just below the ice. Anglers must keep their bait fresh, as live bait is always more attractive than dead bait. They carefully check the ice hole at least every 30 minutes. This ensures the holes aren't frozen over and remain in good working condition. Transporting gear to fishing spots is another challenging issue. Anglers should use snowmobiles specifically designed for ice movement. The canopy blocks wind, making ice fishing more comfortable. There are many ice fishing shelter types, from simple windbreaks to mobile cabins. For safety, anglers must check ice thickness often when moving offshore and wear life vests. Never venture alone on ice and always carry a rope. Also avoid areas that may absorb sunlight and weaken the ice. Now we come to ships that operate at sea for 3-4 weeks before returning, king crab fishing vessels. Risk-taking crews prefer fishing near the ice edge, as king crabs favor frigid waters. King crabs live around the Adak Islands at depths from 600 to 1,600 feet. Fishermen mark trap depths with buoys for identification. Fishing vessels, 300 feet long, use hydraulics to lift 700-pound crab traps. These hydraulic systems are designed to withstand Alaska's cold. Depending on boat size, crews have 150-300 traps per vessel. Larger boats, 100+ feet, average about 250 crab traps. After a day or two at sea, the trap is hauled back. Fishermen assist the hydraulics in retrieving traps. Crabs are sorted on deck, where crew identify legal catches. Fishers must follow regulations on crab size and fishing seasons. Only male king crabs can be kept, with strict quotas enforced. The box-shaped trap, made of steel frame and mesh, improves catch quality. In freezing weather, the ship, gear, and crab traps froze over. Fishermen must constantly break ice off boats and fishing equipment. This helps them stay safe while fishing in harsh conditions. The Fisheries Commission advises limiting traps in icy weather to reduce ice buildup. Average quota per boat, 124,000 pounds. Revenue about $868,000. Each fisherman's pay for the trip was roughly $43,400. It's a high-paying job, but also extremely dangerous. Labor depth stats show Alaskan king crab fishing has the highest death rate. Main causes of death are hypothermia or drowning. Crew members were also gravely injured or killed by heavy crab-catching gear or ice buildup dangers on the boat. The North Atlantic and Arctic are home to some of the world's finest seafood, including cold-water shrimp. The chilly northern environment creates ideal living conditions for this wild shrimp species. Cold-water shrimp populations stretch from Canada in the west to the Barents Sea in the east. These shrimp grow very slowly, resulting in firm texture, bright pink color, and a pleasant sweet flavor. Shrimp fishing occurs in remote areas under harsh weather, requiring robust vessels to meet the challenge. About 2-4 hours after net retrieval, shrimp are released into a hold and conveyed to a below-deck buffer tank. After sorting, quality shrimp are either cooked or stored at -21 degrees Celsius in the ship's hold. Back on land, the ships deliver their catch to processing facilities. Here, fresh frozen shrimp are gently thawed and distributed to the market. Cooked shrimp are peeled, packaged, and shipped to customers worldwide.